Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of this Sanlorenzo SL118. And this boat is quite special because it's fully interior decked out by a designer named Visionary. The guy who has been doing custom villas, private jets and super yachts. And not to mention, this boat doesn't have not one, not two, but it has 3 balconies. So come with me and let's take a look. Oh my God. Kind of cool effect over here. We're starting a walkthrough all the way from the aft deck, from the beach club, in perhaps the most picturesque place in the entire world, Italy. This is a Sanlorenzo SL118 aft deck now. This garage opens up all the way, so this lead becomes your beach club. You have a ladder over here so you can easily come back into the boat. Inside is a large tender garage, so you have a Williams 505 diesel jet engine tender that comes in with this crane arm that actually extends all the way out, so goes into the water, so easy to deploy whenever you do need it. And next to that is actually an additional space, so perhaps what you want to use this for is for your water toys. Maybe you want to keep your sea bobs underneath over here, or you want to keep a jet ski or wave runner. Perfect place for that. Heading up now from the starboard side. On the right hand side you have cleats, your winch system right over here, as well as your foot control for the winch itself. Line tracks here, so to keep everything nicely hidden once you are mooring. Now you have in the aft dining area, which you can easily use to entertain 6-7 people, no problem. Also on the top, when you're dining at nighttime, you have spotlights integrated into the ceiling themselves. And I love they have done these contrasting black strips to make it extend the whole beam of the boat. Plus, what I like about it is it doesn't have the traditional black caulking. This is a real teak, by the way, but it has this very nice gray caulk to complement the grayish furniture on the boat, as you can see on the cushions, etc., all over as we walk around the boat. Now, also on both sides you have side boarding gates. You just rotated it like this and open it up and jump in. You have this floating staircase. This staircase actually has a glass panel that makes you feel as the indoor and outdoor kind of merge together nicely. Plus, underneath the stairs, these floating steps is where you have this indoor garden with some plants over here. Perhaps you want to put an artwork, whatever you may want to do. This is kind of like the creative space on the boat. Now, what's great is across the steps, you have this non-skid strip. So as you walk up or down the stairs, you can rest assured you won't be slipping. Once we get to the top now, I mean, this is a place that you would want to take your friends, you want to take your family, enjoy the outdoors. L-shaped seat here and additional love seats right next to that with some side coffee tables. So if you want to rest your cocktail or anything on it, you can do that. Plus, even the backing here is with the glass, so even if you're sitting low now, you're not being obstructed by metal railings per se, as you have on both sides. This is a great clear view out. Now, if you think that this is too much sun and I want to have more shade, well, you have these stainless steel poles and you can attach a canvas bimini on it and actually extend it all the way to the hardtop. So now this whole area becomes nicely shaded. Coming around, you have this nice L-shaped bar counter / summer kitchen. Teppanyaki ban, so if you do want to maybe do fried eggs, you can do that. And underneath is where you have 2 fridges, so whatever drinks you may want to grab, you don't have to run down for that. This is perhaps one of the largest conference tables / dinner tables that I have seen. They have this massive Lazy Susan marble piece right in the dead center, so you can grab everything that you may want. Yeah, well, you know, once you're done with dinner, maybe I want to watch a game. Maybe I want to watch a movie. Well, you can most certainly do that because a control unit here, and with this control unit, you have a TV integrated into the ceiling itself. What you can do is actually you can rotate this TV whichever direction you want, either towards the aft or you want to rotate it towards the dining table so you can watch it while you're having your breakfast. Great solution for that. Now, this one obviously being a hardtop, and you can control the louvers at the top. And you can see now we're letting in significantly more light. Yeah? So this now is fully open here, basically, letting you ample amount of light in. And what I also like about this flybridge is these side columns that keep the hardtop up now. But what they do is, if you have a lot of side wind, it actually blocks a lot of it. So while you're sitting and dining, none of the food really flies off the table. And you may say, well, yeah, this is just a partial coverage. Well, I agree with you, but this wall itself is also taller than the table itself. So while you're sitting, there's barely any wind by the food area, so none of the salad leaves are really going to fly off unless the gusts are over 20 miles an hour, in which case you would go downstairs, and we will show you that area in a short while. Now, moving back towards the helm station now, with this C-shaped seating, two of them, one on either side, obviously the first one being the captain's helm station. Everything is at hand's reach. You have your throttle controls. We put some engine specs over here as well, but this one is powered by MTU engines, so you have pretty much a Rolls-Royce within your engine room, which we'll come back to in a short while. Your engine controls, your Raymarine control panels, also bow thruster, stern thruster right at the hand's reach, VHF control on your right hand side, and of course your trim tabs, your searchlight, everything is within arm's reach. So, and obviously, as you can imagine, being on the flybridge, you have a great view out. And to stay entertained, you have speakers right above you and ample amount of spotlights to keep this thing lit up. Talking about spotlights, if you have not subscribed to YachtWay Spotlight, then you should absolutely do that, because we travel around the world to bring you some of the coolest boats like this SL118. So why don't you do us a favor and to yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button down below. And once you've done that, once you watch this video, and if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht, go visit yachtway.com, because this boat is listed there as well. Well, we hope by the time that you're watching, maybe it's already sold. But if it's not, go check it out and you can explore it in full 3D. Let's go check out the bow area. Now, as we take the stairs back down, I do want to point out one more thing. On your port side now is where you have this large cabinet, and this is actually a storage bin. So whatever covers or anything for the flybridge area, for the sun deck, you can easily store them here without having the need for the crew to take them up and down all the time and potentially scratching any of the surfaces. First thing, you're greeted with a large sunbed, not just one, but you have two sunbeds. You also see the zippers around, so whenever the boat is moored, you can easily keep everything nicely covered up. Plus, in a dead center here, what you see is they're like two leads. So once you pull up these two panels here, you have a large storage bin, a semi-storage bin. Maybe even you can keep your wine bottles here, because you have a drain hole. Plus, you also have a USB plugs. This is waterproof, so maybe you put a little bit of ice over here, or you have a bucket of ice, keep your champagne or white wine, cool that. Now, something that is quite unique on this boat is the lounge area all the way forward to the bow. But once you do get down here, C-shaped seating, so a great place to hang out at. And all the way forward, you have an additional lounge area with a removable cushion over here, so you can raise up the table and have an additional seating area. Plus, of course, you have your anchor controls, your winches, your cleats, everything is neatly organized here. And just imagine sitting here, having a cup of tea, having a cocktail, whatever rocks your boat. Well, this is quite stable one, but enjoying these views, it cannot get much better than this. Maybe a different anchorage spot, but the views are just vast and something that will take your breath away. Now, also both port and starboard side, you have these nice lockers. These are deep pockets, so even the biggest fenders that you need for this boat can nicely tuck away over here. I would say that you can easily fit 4 or 5 of them. They're pretty cool. From the helm station, you also have an access on your port side. And by the way, if you're confused by now that there's so much going on this boat, where are we? Then you can actually click the link down below. It takes you to yachtway.com, and you can explore this boat in full 3D, and you can walk through it as if you would to be on it, but just virtually. Welcome to the inside of the Sanlorenzo 118 now. Obviously you have sliding doors, so if you want to close up this whole area, you definitely can. And for even more added privacy, you also have a sheer curtain that is electric and closes up over here, so it gives you ample amount of privacy once you are inside. On the right hand side is where you have your cabinetry now, whatever things you may want to store, easy place to do that. In the center, you have 3 large shelves with bluish marble. I have not seen a marble quite like this color. And to break it apart, what they have is inside has this goldish, bronzish hue within the marble itself, and you will see actually it on the backsplash behind the dining table as well. But gray wood on the floor, and I mentioned outside it matches very nicely with the gray caulking that is outside. These really merge nicely together. Lounge area here, as we transition to the carpet area, you have a ceiling, and they've broken it apart with this stainless steel rail around, and also raised ceiling with recessed lighting right underneath the ceiling part as well. And of course, visionary furniture everywhere you step. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, this boat has 3 balconies. For 118 feet, this is very unique. The first one now that we're going to step onto, and now you're exposed to your first balcony that I mentioned earlier. Put some freestanding furniture here, enjoy the views out, and you also have this removable railing, so you can rest assured that you're not falling off the boat. Something unique that I also want to point out is usually boats have the spotlights integrated into the overhang, kind of recessed lighting, but what they have done here is they have integrated them into the walls themselves, so as you walk it nicely leads up your teak flooring here. Now stepping back inside, and let's say that the views outside is not as perfect as they are today, where you can replace these views with a TV, because you have one integrated into the cabinet right behind us. So you have this remote, and with the remote control you just keep holding the button. Voila. So we keep on moving. You have your dining table here, glass dining table, 6 people. I mean, if you ask me, you can easily put 4 on one side, 2 one either way at the end, so you can easily sit down and have a sit-down dinner with 10 people. In the dead center is a marble piece, and behind these marble panels is where you have all the storage area. So anything that you may want to store away, you can easily do that. Not to mention all the cabinetry on both sides acts as additional storage as well. Above the dining table is the lighting fixture, and I am being told that everybody who's ordering a Sanlorenzo, they all love this so much that they all want to have it on their boat. This is by Swarovski now, because there are ample amount of artwork, like one here, a lady's face here with ample amount of Swarovski stones. All the way at the top is where you have this mirror finished ceiling panels, so it actually nicely reflects the artwork also into the mirror above it. So it's kind of cool effect over here. All the light fixtures, once again, visionary light fixtures. And right at the top, you have additional spotlights, and the spotlight stones remind you of diamonds. So this is to light up the whole marble backsplash, not just having as doors, but these doors act as artwork themselves that should be lit up like an art piece. I do want to point out that just like you had on the port side, you also have an additional Swarovski artwork on your starboard side as well. Now, heading from the next to the artwork, we're transitioning to the owner's cabin. But before we do that, you also have an additional sliding door here. Kind of cuts out any additional noise from the living area. Now, for a day use, what this boat has is a day head right here as well. And right next to the day head is, of course, an additional Swarovski stone art with Swarovski stones, as you can see over here. Leave us the down comment section below which artwork you like on this boat the most. Once we are stepping inside, number one, you have a large mirror right in front of you. This one also acts as a medicine cabinet, so you can grab anything from here if you need. Marble sink right here, and right behind is, I mean, this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth artwork by Swarovski as well. So you have them absolutely everywhere across the boat. Welcome to the owner's cabin. We'll come back to the vanity desk over here, but I want to talk about the most important thing, which is the 2 balconies. Having an owner's cabin on a 118-foot boat with 2 balconies is quite unique. So you have one obviously on your starboard side, and you have one on the port side. Let's go check out the port side. But before we do, we're going there through the owner's cabin head now, the end suite. You have 2 old sinks. Obviously, everything is Carrara marble, book match marble. with the same marble in the shower area as well. Once we step inside now, the marble flooring has some slats here, so that prevents you from slipping. So if you're having this whole floor wet here, you can rest assured you won't be slipping. Plus, having this bench from marble, quite literally, you're enjoying the views from a balcony while you're sitting here. As we keep walking from the owner's head now, you have a head access right here with a toilet and a bidet, and also, of course, not to mention an additional Swarovski art. And by the way, this is also, there's a nice niche for it, and spotlights. If you haven't subscribed to YachtWay Spotlight, you should. But there's these small pin spotlights, making sure that the sparkles on the Swarovski are absolutely to perfection. Now, before we transition outside, I also want to point out that you have a kind of like a dressing room for the ladies with a full standing mirror from floor to ceiling almost. And of course, the elephant in the room is the balcony on your port side now. Number one, you come here for your breakfast, maybe you read a newspaper, grab your fresh espresso, enjoy the views out. And also what I like about it, and it kind of doesn't pop out right from the get-go, is part of that wall, when it's closed now, it's in two pieces, it folds down, but once you open it up, it actually acts partially as a shade, and even if it drizzles a little bit, you can tuck underneath it, and it's still a great place to hang out at. Now, some of you may be wondering, how can this boat be so stable? Well, because if you look now, actually on both sides, you have these fins, stabilizing fins, which keep this boat, you know, from rolling from left to right, so you can rest assured while your espresso is over here, it's not spilling over. So stepping out now from the balcony area and from the dressing room area, you have these sliding pocket doors. You can just slide them out and now add even more privacy. Maybe somebody's sitting on a balcony having a phone call and another person is sleeping. You can close this area up and this is totally private. Once you do step inside though, you're greeted with full beam towards the bow, owner's cabin now, ample amount of space above your head, on 186 centimeters for the Europeans and 6'1" in US. On both sides, large windows for nighttime. If you do want to get extra privacy and you want to have a total blackout, these have blackout shades. All the way forward on both sides is where you have some closet space. This one has a large safe inside. Closing this thing back up, and dead center is where you have an additional cabinetry, and not just the cabinetry, inside is where you have a TV. So you push a button, this whole thing raises up, and now you can enjoy the TV while you are in the bed. Talking about a bed now, so this is, once again, every furniture piece that is on this boat is by Visionary, and I mentioned it from the beginning. These guys have done some crazy villas. We'll put some photos over here, what they have done in the past, but this is a great resemblance of their perfection, how they approach to interior design. Not to mention, on both sides, you also have additional storage area to keep all your clothes at, because you may want to take this boat out for a longer period of time. Now, talking about longer period of time, if you want to maybe take even more stuff with you, you have an additional kind of like a walk-in wardrobe all the way towards the bow. All the way forward is your drawers. And these drawers actually have glass in front of them, so you can see what's inside either from the top or from the front of it without actually having the need to open the drawers. I mentioned outside that you have a large window also facing towards the bow from the bow lounge area now. Now, you can't really see inside because the angle it's in, which is fantastic, but if you do want to add extra privacy, you can easily do that. But nevertheless, it lets in a lot of natural light and makes this place feel very bright. We mentioned that we're going to come back to the vanity desk area here, but what's cool about this area is, number one, you can close up obviously the whole owner's cabin. And again, if the ladies maybe want to have more privacy for themselves as they get ready, they have this sliding door and they can close up this entire area and make it their private makeup studio. Also, what they have is an additional closet. I mean, there's really an ample amount of closet space in this boat. Once you are inside, you have plenty of shelving units here for the shoes perhaps, or for all the purses. So if you ask me, you can easily fit the 25 centimeter Birkin. 30 centimeter Birkin won't fit here, but perhaps you can change the height of the counters. Now, cool thing about this whole vanity table here is I love how they've done this woven look on the sides and you barely notice it. Again, you have a power plug on the side. Nice countertop space. The mirror itself has an LED strip inside, so you can make sure that you see everything. Inside this book here is where you have photos of the delivery day. And also the champagne bottle that they use for christening ceremony. The top part is being kept and nicely put inside acrylic box. It's covered nicely with leather and suede inside. So there you go. This is a very elevated makeup table. Now, transitioning from the owner's cabin to the guest cabins, first off, you take the staircase down. On the right-hand side, you have the same leather texture now, this padded leather, as you have seen on the sliding doors. So it gives you this nice contrast as you walk down, something to look at. Once you come down, all the way on the port side now, you have this large room. So if you want to set it up as a movie room, because you have a large TV now forward, you can do that. Or maybe you want to put a bicycle, make it as a gym. I mean, really, you can do whatever you like. You're transitioning from the carpet area into marble flooring, and also same marble carries on to your sink and the counter space, and of course into the shower area. If you think that this is too open and it should have more privacy, well, of course, because you have sliding doors. So voila, now you can enclose yourself up into the shower area, and the paneling of the sliding doors is nicely done with a leather. Stepping into the shower area now, just like you have in the owner's cabin, a marble bench, same exact thing, different color. Now your shower itself, so if you want to use a handheld wand over here, you can put it inside, adjust the height whichever way you like, and this whole thing is inside a niche. Plus, it has the same spotlights as you have seen in the owner's cabin art piece as well. Stepping back out from here, towards the starboard side is where you have your toilet now. So you can step inside to that. And even the guests, I tell you, they're not being left out from the Swarovski artwork, because this room, like every other, has its very own Swarovski artwork as well. And frosted glass for your toilet area. As we're stepping out from the first guest cabin now, or your creative space, you also have plenty of cabinetry here to keep all your clothes at. Stepping into the second guest cabin, or the first one, with a bed in a dead center with large windows all the way to your starboard side now. You can actually open those, but just make sure that you remember to close them when you're on the way. Plenty cabinet space. Alongside the wall here, you also have an additional makeup area here. Large mirror in the dead center, and a TV that is integrated right behind this mirror. So at nighttime when the guests want to watch TV, they can easily do that. Same thing with the head area now, and with the shower area. As you saw in the first cabin, you walk inside, you have the ability to slide these doors closed, and gives you privacy whenever you need it. But otherwise, it's exactly the same. You have a walk-in shower with a bench inside. And of course, you have an artwork, a different one. None of the artworks on these boats are duplicated from the previous one. So, nice touch. Stepping inside now to your third guest cabin, or the second guest cabin with a bed. This one, once again, has a queen-size bed, cabinetry on the side. And what I like about it is the way they have done this headboard. So the headboard itself has this linenish finish, and in the back is leather whole wall panel. So this one, and you can feel this is padded, feels soft, feels premium. TV integrated into the mirror itself, so once you turn it on, you can watch anything you like. Stepping inside the bathroom now, everything is finished the same way, with a marble rain shower at the top and a porthole to let in natural light. And not to mention, this room, like every other, has its very own Swarovski art. Heading to the fourth guest cabin now, and this one has two twin beds, one on either side obviously, and leather paneling on the walls themselves. And again, you have LED lighting in the back, so it gives you this nice lighting texture. So nicely finished, and drawers right below the beds as well. So everything can be nicely stored away. Slightly closed up again, and dead center is where you have a full standing mirror, and behind it, hidden a TV. And now behind this door is where you have access now to your safe and audio video systems right below that. Now it's time to go check out the crew quarters and the galley area. So slide this open, and now you're first off greeted in a room with a large wine cooler. So you can open this thing up, and as you can see, you have dual zone here. Either one is for the white wines and one is for your red wines. You have nice lights inside and also a sliding drawers, so you can pull out the bottles. You don't have to pull them out one by one. Well, this closes up, and also a crew has an access to this area from this side escape door as well. So as we go down now from the staircase, and first thing you land is a galley area. This is now a proper chef's kitchen here. You have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burners. So you have this magnetic controller, so you can control the temperature of the cooktop, range at the top with ample amount of counter space, chef's oven right below, so whatever gourmet meals that they may need to cook for you, they can just do that. A freezer slash fridge, 6 drawers with a 7th one right at the top, so plenty of place to keep everything cooled at, plus a normal fridge right next to that. On your port side now is where the crew has their little nook here where they can have meals, prepare the itinerary maybe, or just huddle out. And this is the lower level dummy waiter now, where they can put all the food in and it appears on the floor right above us. Also, you have Samsung TV here, whatever movies they may want to watch, and a control panel for all their systems. For example, right now it's set up for the cameras. So you see, they can see nicely who is on the aft. They're preparing for docking, and voila, easy access for that. Now heading to the crew cabins. So we're stepping into the first guest cabin now. This one is on the starboard side with 2 bunk beds, natural light on the top one with a TV at the end, as well as a foldable desk. So if whatever, maybe they want to do some work over here, they can easily do that. And large cabinets for all their hanging clothes and storing their items at. So every crew cabin now has their own dry head, toilet on the side, and stepping out to the crew cabin now, you have same thing, 2 bunk beds and same dry head over here as well. That's not all, because you also have a 3rd crew cabin with 2 bunk beds. So this one sleeps 6 crew, and whenever the crew maybe want to use, as you don't have just one, you have 2 washers and 2 dryers. This table that folds out, so now you can iron long pieces here easily. And what I love about this boat also is the storage. They've literally stuck storage everywhere where they could. All the way to the bow. Look at this. This is now all the way forward, right before, look at this, even here is storage. This is right before now the anchor locker. So this is the crew cabin of the Sanlorenzo SL118. Now the door leading to the crew quarters now, first thing you have on your right hand side is a staircase. So you take these couple steps up and you are arriving at the helm station now. And this helm station, by the way, is quite unique. Now, what do you mean? Well, because you have these Raymarine displays and they're not just mounted on a dashboard, you have columns. Every screen sits on its individual column and they're brought together with this center cockpit station. Your rudder angles obviously right here as well, and trim tabs, your mouse, so if you want to control these panels with mouse, you can do that. Your searchlight controls, everything that you also saw on the flybridge now, you have the same things here, if not even more, including the grid control as well, your throttle controls, and I have to say, you have a great view out because you have quite large windows on both sides, not just view, but you also get a lot of natural light here. Helm seat itself, this is a Benzenzoni seat now. We have seen it on quite a few different boats. It's a comfortable place to be. It's extremely adjustable. Large steering wheel, quite sizable for this size boat, I want to say. It's becoming a new norm that the bigger the boat, the smaller the steering wheel is. Sanlorenzo obviously didn't get the memo and they wanted to stick with their traditional steering wheels. And also your systems control all the way on the starboard side, so you can see everything that is going on. So if there's any errors or anything, especially with the fuel, you would be able to see it from here as well. Any portholes that are still open, hatches that are open, these lights would pop up here now. We showed you the first one, which was the balcony in the living room. So if that would be open now, this would show up here. All the flag storage compartment is also over here. So in Europe, when you're hopping between different countries, obviously you need to put out a courtesy flag. Now, if the crew needs, or if you need to run to the flybridge, or from the flybridge to the helm station, you can easily do that, and this staircase leads you there. Alrighty, welcome to the engine room of the SL118 now. This one is powered by twin MTU engines, M96. Each one of those is 2,000 horsepower, so you have a total of 4,000 horsepower. Top speed, believe it or not, on this size boat is around 27 knots, which is quite impressive, and cruising speed is around 24 knots. Obviously, ample amount of space above my head. All the pumps, controls, your water makers, everything is nicely, easily accessible. You have 2 Kohler generators, one on either side now. And again, easy access to everything. Kohler generators are great. I love the fact that they just have 2 levers. You open them up and it's like an open heart surgery. You can access everything. So as you take your staircase down now from the starboard side, you're first thing greeted in the electrical room. So you have your high voltage and your low voltage panels here. You know, you have red buttons, you have green buttons. You can choose which ones to push. And also on the left hand side is where you have your inverter system here, more electrical panels, and also this boat has a workbench. And now this is the workbench that I mentioned for the mechanic on board. Also your chiller unit systems panel on right in front of you, and you know, they even have extension cord here, so whatever you may need to plug in, you can do that. This is now the door that leads to the engine room, so you don't hear any of the generator noise or the engine noise, so it's nicely soundproofed. This was a full, thorough walkthrough of the Sanlorenzo SL118. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like this, then hit the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht or this yacht, then visit YachtWay.com, because you can explore yachts in full 3D like it would be in 2025, not in 1995. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!